What's up, guys? This is the Nffl Week 11 Nico'S and Parris presser here. Let's see, right in before Thursday night games are getting out. So last week was a big win. Keeps us kind of looking still on the horizon. I mean, we still need to win out pretty much. The loss to Owen last week was pretty brutal, to be honest with you. A few weeks ago. So let's see here. Rundown on my team. Carr got me 18.72, which was nice. I started with Carr, Baker, and Tua at the beginning of the season. I've had fucking 6 different quarterbacks, I think, on my team. So good to have everybody kind of back and healthy and kind of starting to look like more of themselves here. Tua got 23.52. I think that's his high this year. So needed it this week for sure, this past week. CMC 12.6. He has yet to find the end zone, but he's getting there with catches out of the backfield, and he's getting, 60 to 80 yards, I think. So definitely not his 150, 160 overall yardage we know he can get, but if he can get a touchdown, we're looking at 2 back-to-back weeks in the high, teens. So I'm happy if he can get me 15 plus, or if he can perform like this next guy. Honestly, Monty, 23 points. I think he had the two touchdowns there in that game. They just had a blowout, as you'll see from my opponent's team. Jesse, he had a few of those players really benefit from the big game there. Collins, first week back. So after watching a couple YouTube videos and some replays and stuff like that, doing a little bit of research there, Collins ended up getting 2 different plays that would have amounted to a touchdown and over 100 yards if he would have gotten, just under 100 yards if he had gotten both of those catches and didn't have silly lineman issues with penalties. So could have had a much bigger game, but 7.4 after that. I think he had 3 or 4 catches off of 6 or 7 targets for, a decent amount of yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, something like that. So can't be mad, especially when you get, 16 points taken off of the board for the fantasy, league here, especially in his first day back. So we'll see what he can do here this next week, but still high hopes, Myers 6.8, not great, to be honest with you. It's pretty shit. But to be fair, he's on his 3rd string quarterback there, so they aren't doing well, honestly. Sutton at 11.3. He's just chugging along. Last month, 4, 5, 6 weeks here, he's just been absolutely dominant. He went from the number 30 something overall wide receiver when I picked him up to I think he's in the low teens, 14, 15, something like that. So, love to see it. Njoku, 14.6. Talk about a big pickup off that waiver wire. I forget who dropped him. It may have been Garvey or somebody else, but huge. I mean, we've been scouring the waiver wire the entire season with how many injuries we've had. So, good to see that we no longer have tight end issues like we did early in the season. So, Shakir at 11.0. Good points. I think it was just mainly because of a lot of injuries. I don't see that really progressing moving forward. I don't know. If everybody's, if they can get their tight end back, if they can get, Coleman back, if they can get somebody else I think is questionable or always dealing with an injury. Once everybody's healthy, I just don't know, in the postseason, I don't know if that's going to really be a benefit to us with Shakir. So hopefully we can get some of our guys healthy and things can work out. Rams 11-0. Both of my defenses got 11 points. So it didn't really matter who I played. I couldn't make a wrong decision there. 11 is more than enough to be competitive in a certain week from a defense. So happy there. Unlike Bass, the guy I picked up, could have picked up Classic Ryan. I was thinking about picking up a couple other kickers who did really well, in those lower teens, and just Bass got 4 points. They ain't gonna do it. Missed an easy one, I believe. Dixon at 8. I think that is his season low. You've been riding that, 8 or 9 points here for the last couple weeks. So definitely not the teens what we were used to earlier, or somewhere in the middle of the season there. But we pulled out the dub with a total of 151.94, which was solid, especially since Jesse's team, Kirk 4.92. That's what hurt him a lot right there. Goff, big Lions game, 34.58. A-Chain, 18.5 standard. Williams, 8.6. That was him and Kirk and Hawkinson getting just really low yards, low catches, low, not getting anywhere on the ground or in the air is just rough there. Flowers 10.9, garbage time, newly acquired too, so hopefully he doesn't get used to that. London 7.6, that's rough, but he was also going up against a really stout defense, so I think he was going to go up against Denver, which he's Sertan or whatever his name is has shut down everybody this year. So and then St. Brown 33.2 million yards between him and Goff. I mean, Jesse got like 67.75, something like that, points here. Hawkinson 2.3, rough outing. Needed a lot more from him. Tillman 6.2. I think he had a couple people on the bench or maybe on bye. I'm not sure, but Tillman probably would not have been the play that I would have gone with. He was more of just a Band-Aid on a bullet wound there for a hot minute. 49ers 13 points. That's solid defense, so it's hard not to expect something like that. Aubrey and Sanchez both getting 5 and 4 apiece there. So Aubrey hasn't looked the same since he's been going to court. I'll be the probably not first person to ever say that, to be honest with you, but I think he got cursed. Maybe his head's not in the game, I don't know, but that gives Jesse a total of 148.3. So it really came down to that Monday night game and got pretty scary with Collins getting in a lot of yards and a touchdown back when he was clearly a good wide receiver, but not seeing the field the entire time. I think they understood the game script there and what was going to go ahead and play on, and they just didn't need to rely on him as hard as they might here in the next couple weeks. So hopefully the team's on the up and up. I think we get Mike Evans potentially back this week. Everybody's, all the online peeps, YouTube guys are saying that, Evans is just going to be crazy coming back. Top 10 wide receiver this week if he is here. And I know he's, practiced a couple times, not having too many setbacks or anything, so that's good to hear. But I don't know, I think he's more like Collins. Like, he's going to have a couple scripted plays for him, but it might only be 4 or 5. And he might be out there for, 40, 50% of the snaps. The other times, just taking a breather, taking a break, making sure that, they're big and only like real wide receiver who's a real red zone threat is taken out early again. For the second time in the season. So couldn't imagine, even if he does play, that he is relevant. He will make it into the lineup because Myers, I think, is getting chewed out with Sutton doing well. I think we get a couple running backs, Chuba back this week. So I think, yeah. So he's in our flex. So we should have a pretty decent team here from on out, which was sad because it just needed to win a couple more. Lost to Parker by less than half a point, and then lost to Owen by roughly the same. Total of 0.96 or 98 or whatever it was. But man, those were rough losses because we're 4-7 right now, and we could easily be 6-5. So, and that's right when we're getting healthy, right before postseason. Good matchups left, so. The only week that I'm scared of is a free win for Jackson on week 14. I'm fucked. I think I'll have Collins and Sutton out, and then I think I'll have somebody else out as well. So, not great. Peace out, guys.